Hello everyone, welcome to For His Namesake. Today we're going to be continuing our series on our homeless state and the nighttime, part 2. Okay, so I think it's been about a week ago now that this event happened. We were sleeping in the parking lot of a restaurant that's open 24 hours. And we didn't ask for permission ahead of time. We just went ahead and stayed there because there's people that come and go there all night, and we didn't think they would mind. So anyway, we were sleeping, and all of a sudden we were woken up to a man looking into the back window where the kids were and shining a flashlight or two in our faces. And I was asleep, and the kids were saying, "Oh, there's a man at the window knocking," and it turned out that it was 2 police officers, or we thought it was 2 police officers. But then in the end it turned out to be 3 police officers with 3 vehicles, one of them being a narcotics team. What had happened was that we were all asleep, and the owners or managers in the restaurant, you know, they have surveillance cameras, and they could see on the camera that we were all zonked out in our truck. And they were afraid and thought that maybe we had OD'd on drugs. So they called the proper authorities to come and check it out. So that's what the police were there. They asked us, of course, to roll down the windows, and they asked for our driver's licenses and asked if we were okay. And they were probably, you know, smelling us a little bit to be sure we didn't have alcohol on our breaths or we were doing drugs or something like that. And we just said, yeah, we're fine. We've just been sleeping. We're totally fine. And then they said, oh, because, you know, the people inside thought that maybe y'all had OD'd on drugs, and so we have called out the proper medics to come and perform the necessary first aid treatment for people who have OD'd on drugs. So anyway, I mean, that's great that they're checking on us and everything, but we don't do drugs. We don't get drunk. We just needed a place to stay for the night. But looking back now, it's kind of funny and silly. Not making fun of the police or anything, but I'm glad that they checked on us. But I mean, we're not druggies.
It was a little embarrassing.
It's embarrassing, but looking back now, it was kind of funny. So from that, we kind of learned our lesson though in this to ask for permission. So the next time that we stayed at that same restaurant, we did go to the manager on duty and ask for special permission to spend the night there, and they said sure, no problem. Just, you know, get out of the way of the dumpster man coming to pick up the trash. But other than that, you're fine, and maybe stay in the camera view so that we know that you're there and you're safe. So that's what happened that particular night.
On another night, we were sleeping in the parking lot of a warehouse store. We'd already had permission to do so from the manager. Everyone was sleeping. I was kind of off and on dozing, and I noticed that this white, I guess, suburban vehicle was parked diagonally from us, and they were acting kind of strange. The passenger window kept rolling up and down the window, up and down, and he kept turning around to look at us. And he got out of his vehicle, made sure his brights were working. We found out he was a teenager. He looked no more than 15 for sure. I don't know what he was doing at that time of night. Anyway, they were acting strange. I told my parents about it. So we got our vehicle turned on, rolled up our windows to make sure we were safe. That kind of got them a little scared, and they drove off. And we're like, oh, this is our time to go. Let's leave, just in case they're acting kind of strange. And my sister noticed that they were following us, and they made every turn that we did. My dad pulled into a 24-hour restaurant again, and they kind of drove on. And so my dad left the restaurant to drive down the highway, and we could see them circling around to that same restaurant where we were at. And as my mom likes to say, Jesus took the wheel that night because Daddy drove to another restaurant to get them off our trail. But we still saw that same Suburban parked across the street from us at another restaurant. They stayed there for quite some time with another group until they finally left. So that was a stressful night, being followed by some random teenager kid with another person next to him. You can't trust anybody these days. Even teenagers have guns, weapons. So the Lord was definitely looking after us that night. But since then, we have not slept at that parking lot again. Too scary. So.
Right, yes.
So thank you for all you who do pray for us. The Lord is definitely hearing your prayers, and He does look out for us. He's protecting us.
Yes.
And thank you as well for your donations. We have used those donations for various things. Our truck was having some problems.
Yes, we noticed that the truck wouldn't start up on several days, and then my husband said it was the battery that was going out, and so sure enough we took it to Walmart, and they said that that battery was actually at least 5 years old, and it was only good for 2 years. So the good Lord again was definitely been watching over us. I mean, having us drive around with a car battery that's way outdated, that's a miracle in itself. So we were able to get that replaced, as well as an oil change that was very, very late. We're talking at least 3 months late in getting that done as well, but we just didn't have the money. We just don't have that kind of money laying around. So thank you so much for all of your contributions, your donations to the GoFundMe account, and any other way that you've supported us. Even through prayer, if that's all you can do is pray, we totally understand when you don't have the finances to even donate. Just praying for us is an enormous amount of encouragement, and we just so appreciate it. We just feel so loved, and God is definitely taking care of us. So thank you so much for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe.
Click that notification bell.
Yes, and y'all have a blessed day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.